Hey everybody, Tiffany here. I thought I would share with you guys a little bit about the project I've been working on this week. It's a mini album about my dog Lowder. As you can see, I started with a gold and white Heidi Swapp album that says happiness is free on the front. I added these KI memory letters to spell out the word with, and then I used a basic gray rub-on that came in one of their packages about pets to complete the title. So now it says happiness is free with little paws and furry face. On the spine of the album, you can see that I've included an Anna Griffin flower. I actually have a couple of other flowers from this collection in the book, and I wrapped the stem of that with some washi tape. So go ahead and take a look with me here. This is a very simple album. I made the pages myself. I simply measured what would go in there. I think I settled on roughly a 5 by 7. And then I punched the holes myself. There are no page protectors in here, but that's okay. I actually prefer mini albums that don't have page protectors. I have some chipboard letters that spell out Lowder. And then I have a rub-on that says it's tough being perfect. And then a three-dimensional sticker that says I love my dog. I use a variety of products in this particular album. I use Elsie products, the Love Elsie products. I use KI Memories. I use Basic Gray. I use some Anna Griffin. I use some Fancy Pants. And the great thing about this album is that I didn't use anything that was new. I actually just shopped my stash, which makes me super happy. The first 2 pages, on the left, you can see I included an Anna Griffin flower that I think is really pretty. And I actually used a mix of both cream and white throughout the album. I'm trying to get past my aversion to mixing those two. And this flower is a great example because the flower itself is cream, but the leaves of it are more white. So I felt like, okay, if Anna Griffin does it, that gives me permission to do it too, right? On the right, you can see that Lowder-dog is asleep in the bed, and he's got his remote control nearby in case he wants to watch television. I included some washi tape at the bottom for decoration, and I also used a rub-on on the picture. That's something I do frequently throughout the album. Here you can see I actually have a lot of journaling. I don't journal on every page of the album, but I do have 3 or 4 pages that are significant amounts of journaling. And I'm glad about that because I really wanted to talk about his habits and the way I feel about him being part of my life and how important he is to me. For people who aren't pet owners, they might think this is a little crazy or they might not get it. But those of you who love your animals like I love mine will totally understand. And you can see that I used rub-ons, I used 3-dimensional stickers, I used some Project Life cards, and again a rub-on over here on the photo. A couple more pictures of Lowder-dog outside. I didn't journal on these pages, but they do have some decoration. Here you can see Lowder-dog asleep in my lap. I have a little bit of journaling here, and I actually put that on a rub-on journaling spot, which I thought was kind of cool. I don't have anything in this Fancy Pants envelope. I just liked it, so I wanted to include it. But I could put something in there like his rabies tag or something from another year if I wanted. I don't know if you can tell at the top, let me move this down a little bit, but this Project Life card actually is designed to fold over the edge a little bit. And so I wrote something on the back of that one, said he rules the roost. But on this side, this is the place where I decided to put the journaling for this layout. I did include some strips of pattern paper to add some interest. And then I also have a sticker and some layered rub-ons over here for decor. I love that picture of him. He looks so regal, don't you think? Here we have Lowder-dog in the car watching the world go by as we head to one of my friends' houses. And I just included some washi tape and then a 3-dimensional sticker and a rub-on on top of a Project Life card. Again, I had this Project Life card hang off the edge a little bit, and then I decorated the back edge On these pages, you can see Lowder-dog in my lap on the Chase Lounge. That's some place that he hangs out with me an awful lot. Since this was a cardstock page, excuse me. Since this is a cardstock page, I just journaled directly on the background. I love this picture too, but I especially love this Wiener Dog rub-on that I have. Isn't that perfect? It came in that basic grade pack. And again, I'm using rub-ons on the photo. I'm using Project Life cards for titles. I have this fancy pants envelope for decoration, and I have some three-dimensional stickers. The colors of this mini album make me really happy too. Here Lowder's playing with some of his toys. Not a lot of journaling on any of these pages because I have another big page of journaling coming up right here. And you can see in this way that I use the journaling, the Project Life card as a title card. And then the journaling actually comes, what was sparked by this Project Life card. So the Project Life card says a house is not a home without a dog. And then my journaling begins, it's true, Lowder really does make my house feel like a home. And this is probably not good for Lowder's self-esteem, this photo, because he looks like quite the large boy from that angle, but I thought it was super cute because he does lay on the couch like that quite a bit. On this page, you can see another Project Life card that I've used as journaling. I've also layered some rub-ons on it for decoration. I have some washi tape here. Can you hear Lowder in the background making noises? He's driving me crazy. And then over here, you can see Lowder where he is snuggled up between some pillows. I also got some washi tape that has the Eiffel Tower in the background and included that. I thought that was super cute. Yep, you guessed it. Lowder-dog is still sleeping. And I don't know if you noticed, but this yellow color that you can see on this page and on the page right before it is picked up nicely by this edge of this Project Life card back here that shows. That was a happy accident. I didn't plan it, but I'm so glad that it happened that way. Again, I've got rub-ons. I have cards for decoration. Here we've got a couple of other pictures with some cards and some rub-ons. And then the last spread of the album is a giant page of journaling where I wrote directly on the pattern paper background. And then on the actual photograph of Lowder, I have a little thought bubble where he's dreaming of bones. And then I have some washi tape. The very last page of the album is just a Project Life card with another one of those Anna Griffin flowers that I started the album with, and some washi tape for decoration. Well, there you have it. There's my super simple Lowder-dog mini album. I say I probably worked on this about 4 hours total, but that was because I had to choose the paper and cut it all and all that kind of thing. I worked on it in about 2 or 3 sessions, and it was a lot of fun to make because it was super low pressure, and I really enjoyed it. Plus, I'm really glad that I told these stories about Lowder. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.